Today we're taking a closer look at and showing you how to install these front CV axle shafts available for your 2014 through 2018 four-wheel drive Ram 1500. Now you should be checking out these options if you're looking for an affordable set of factory replacements to help fix a failing or clicking stock CV on your Ram. Now this three-piece kit will include a driver and passenger side CV axle in addition to the inner axle shaft, all for right around that low to mid $300 price point. So when talking features here with these particular options, I will say the biggest is going to be the fact that you're getting a factory or OE style replacement that will get your Ram back on the road like new again, and will do so affordably, especially when you start comparing these to OE Mopar axles. Now these will be built to the factory specifications in regards to overall build quality, but I will say the boots, in my opinion, seem a little bit more durable, at least the neoprene material used here, so that will be a minor upgrade in that regard. Now moving into construction, and as I just mentioned, these CV axles will be equal to that of the stockers in regards to overall build quality and of course your dimensions. Now these are a factory length option and they are intended for use on stock ride height vehicles all the way up to the lifted rigs, of course, and will be sold in sets of 2 along with that necessary inner axle shaft we mentioned earlier. Now this is going to help complete that front end CV refresh on your Ram, and again is going to feature things like the upgraded boots that we mentioned earlier, brand new stainless steel clamps, axle nuts, and heat treated splines here, just to name a few. Now coming in at or around that low to mid $300 price point for everything here on the table with us today does put these options right in line with other, I would say, more basic factory style replacements here on the site, or maybe from your local parts store down the street. Now with that being said, these are going to be a heck of a lot cheaper than going down to your local Ram dealer and buying a pair of CVs there, which for my research, one of those things will cost you more than this entire kit that we have here today. So definitely something to keep in mind, guys, if you're looking to fix your Ram up but do so on a budget. These are certainly worth a look. Now moving into the installation portion of today's video, and the site's going to call this a strong 2 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter, taking you at least an hour or so to knock out from start to finish. But now to give you a better idea of how this one might go down in the garage or driveway at home, let's throw it out to the shop for our detailed walkthrough and tool breakdown.
For this install, you need a 3/8 and 1/2 inch impact, a 36, 35, 24, and 21 millimeter socket, a clip removal tool, a pry bar, a 15/16, 21, and 12 millimeter wrench, a mallet, and a hammer. All right, today we're gonna be installing some axles on our Ram, so let's get started. So we're gonna need to take our whole knuckle off, so we're gonna start by taking our caliper and then rotor off. So we're gonna go in the back, get our impact and 21 millimeter socket, and take our 2 caliper bolts out. Those are out, just rock it off your rotor. Grab a caliper hanging tool, you can just hang that up on the side over here. Pop that line off, and we can also just pop our rotor off now. Next, we're going to disconnect our ABS sensor. So you could just take it out of the wheel hub here, but a lot of times it doesn't like to come out. Easy way to do it, just get your connector that is behind here. Release the red locking tab, disconnect that. Now it should be held on with a push clip right here. So grab a clip removal tool and pop that off. You can see ours is damaged, but no big deal. You just let that dangle. Then we're going to take our wheel axle nut off next. Grab your 1/2 inch impact and a 36 millimeter socket and take this nut off. Next, come over to your tie rod. We're gonna get our nut off, so grab your impact and 21 millimeter socket. Now that is already loose, as you can see. If you need to, grab a hammer right there on the knuckle, and that will release that. I'm gonna put our tie rod back in just to hold this in place from moving around. Grab our 21 millimeter wrench, or ratcheting wrench in our case. Take this nut off for the upper ball joint. And we're gonna get that pretty loose. Do the same thing, grab a hammer, just hit right here. I'll loosen that up. We can take our nut off the rest of the way. Be able to get that out of our knuckle. Last thing we need to take off here for the knuckle is our bottom ball joint. So at the bottom here, we're gonna grab our impact and 24 millimeter socket and take this nut off. So we're gonna do the same thing we did the upper. We're gonna loosen it. We're gonna tap this with a hammer just to break that free. Now we're gonna take the nut off completely. Now we're gonna take our nut off the rest of the way, and we should be able to slide our knuckle off of our axle. We're gonna come underneath the axle and grab a pry bar with a strike point. You can hit with a hammer. Just go right here and just tap that out. You can see that brought the intermediate shaft with it. So now we can just take our axle completely out. Now we can just remove our whole axle shaft here. Now for installing our new axle, you'll see you have this one intermediate shaft. Now this is only on the driver's side. This just gets out installed separately. As you see, it came out with our factory axle, so attached, no big deal. So we're gonna install this first. Just gonna get a little bit of the oil inside there. Just put it on our splines. We're gonna get it lined up and just grab a rubber mallet and just tap that in. You'll see that'll sit nice and flush. Now installing the axle, we'll go the same on either side. We're gonna get our axle lined up on those splines. And when installing the axle, we're gonna do the same thing. We got our splines lined up. Just grab a mallet and tap that on. That's sitting nice and flush. Now we can get our knuckle back on. Now we're gonna get our knuckle back on. Now we're gonna line up our bottom ball joint and the axle at the same time. Get those into place. We'll get our nut on our lower ball joint just to help hold it up. And our axle, get that lined up, and we can get our new axle nut on to also just help hold that up. Now we're gonna get our upper control arm in and our tie rod, so we can get that in place so it doesn't move around. Grab your upper control arm, and we can thread our nut on our upper ball joint. We can go ahead and start tightening everything down. For upper ball joint, we're gonna start with our 21mm ratcheting wrench. If you need to, because it's spinning, grab your pry bar, just put some tension on that, and go ahead and tighten that down. Grab your 21mm socket and impact, and we're gonna tighten our tie rod down. For our lower ball joint here, we're gonna grab a 15/16 wrench, or a 24 if you have it, and then a 12mm ratcheting wrench. We're just gonna tighten this down. Use the ratcheting wrench to tighten it down mostly, and then use that to hold it. Now we can tighten our axle nut down, so we're gonna grab our 1/2" impact and a 35mm socket. Next, we can reinstall our ABS wire. So we're just gonna plug that back in here. Secure the red locking tab and tuck that back up. Connect that back to our upper control arm here. And once we get our caliper on, we can re-secure it to our brake line. We can put our rotor back in place now. And next, get our caliper on. Now we have our caliper off of our hanging tool. We'll get that back over our rotor and in place. Get our 2 bolts and thread them in. And grab our impact and 21mm socket and tighten them down. And once you have this side all put back together, you can go repeat those same steps on the other side of the truck. And that wraps up our install of our front CV axle shafts for our 2012 to 2018 four-wheel drive Ram 1500. And remember, for everything Ram, keep it right here at AmericanTrucks.com.